What are you right now? In truth, you're just being. Unless your mind is trying to conclude what you think you're hearing, unless you're, you could be arguing, you could be creating some, what, I wonder, see? Create these questions and you might not ask them, but they could be going through your mind. If that is the case, well then that's more assertion of the belief system from your past, which traps you. But if you allow yourself just to be right now, how simple can that be? At the moment, you are a being. You are a human being. But in truth, you are a being playing the human role. Being is the eternal. Can being ever not be? Can being ever be born or ever die? Being is. It's a mystery. Of course it's a mystery. These are words. Burt's words are concepts. But hopefully, if the heart hears them and understands them, there's a resonance, you see? There's a feeling of knowing that comes automatically. But being is perfect. And being has no plan, no goal, no ideas, but yet it is perfectly happy. It is perfectly joyous, and it is perfectly clear. It does not judge. It has no agendas. And it's not caught in the past. And it doesn't make any judgments. And it doesn't have to understand either. It doesn't have to understand anything. It knows. Did you know that when we were children, prior to being 3 years old, maybe 1 or 2, we lived in being? Unless, of course, our parents yelled at us and tried to control us. But other than that, if a child is allowed to be 1 or 2 years old, many masters say that you start building up your ego by the time you're 3 years old. That's when it starts building. Oh, I am John. You see? And of course you begin to relate to John and put everything. Be a good boy, John. Don't forget to do this, John. And so John begins to accumulate all this information as being that John. You're good or you're bad. But John is, you see. In fact, is, period. May I have some questions?
So where does some sort of planning come in?
Planning is part of the human, is part of being a person, but that's okay. Because, you see, everything is okay, okay? So, if you have to plan for a picnic, or for your exams, or for whatever it is, but if you experience the eternal, you find that that's just a play or a movement within the eternal. You see? So planning is not bad or good. There's no wrong in anything. And when you see it from that perspective, you become a better planner because you don't have expectations. So you're more relaxed. If you have to cram for an exam, you're all jittery. And at the moment of exam, you might get an anxiety attack and not pass the exam at all. Okay? Because you're so caught in being good at it. But if you understand the dynamics of who you are, you continue being the same. You continue planning, you continue thinking, you continue everything. You see? But nothing controls you because we are being, going through these seeming movements. But everything is an appearance. You see, you're free. That's the word. Okay? It's called moksha in Indian, liberation. You are liberated when you know the truth. And that is the main thing. You continue planning more effectively. You become more creative. You still teach stages of development. You might teach astrology. You might teach the enneagrams, which by themselves do not awaken you spiritually. But they are valid knowledge to somebody who's on a learning curve until they become ready for that treasure. You see? And everybody has a time, quote, time, when they are ready for that treasure. The kingdom of God. You see? And when you are ready, you don't even say, oh, I think I'm ready. It happens. You find a teacher who's going to take you there. Or you find whatever to take you there, the experience or something that will happen to take you there. But what is ready? You see? We are using words and examples here that the mind cannot understand. That's the beauty of it. But you know, when you become innocent and stop trying to understand, something happens inside you. And you go, oh, yeah. There's an aha inside you that begins to not understand, but see all this. Seeing is all. Seeing is complete. And seeing what? That which is so simple that it's closer than your own breath. Being here. The presence. There's nothing but presence, you know. This was confirmed to me when I was in hospital, when I had that shift. And not that I didn't know it before, but it came like a bang. There's nothing else but this. Anything else is a deviation from this. Any seeking of God is a denial of God. Because you're saying it's not this, it's not here, it's not now. You see? Every move you make, every breath you take, every sight you see is God, is the totality, is the oneness. And every fear that you experience is an invitation for you to learn more love. But if you don't see it that way, then you keep on suffering. Things keep happening. Karma is created. Because you see, when you're not listening, you reinforce the idea that you're a separate individual. And then there's isolation, there's loneliness, there is emptiness, there is deprivation, there is all kinds of, quote, bad things, which of course do not exist. They only exist because you think you are who you are not. You see, you are divine. And when you begin to see that, then you continue your planning, you continue everything. And if you happen to like planning a lot and creating a lot or thinking a lot, you can continue doing it too. But always, always, you never deviate from who you are. You see yourself going through the process of these games. And your sense of humor becomes more pronounced. You laugh more easily. You become happier than before. You find peace. Everything becomes clear. And you're not touched. Some people thought, but if I wake up, if this happens to me, what will happen to my sexual life? What will happen to my relationships? What will happen to my family? Nothing happens. Everything improves. In fact, what happens is that everybody will try to be like you. Because you'll become an example. Nothing changes. And we're talking about recognizing the eternal now.